Day trading this morning, looking for some hot stocks. We're using the Trade Ideas Gapper scanner. I'm actually going to walk you guys through kind of every stock that I'm looking at this morning and kind of talking about why I would trade it, why I wouldn't trade it, and kind of what I'm looking for. What am I looking for before I enter a trade? What is the deal? What is the secret here? Not that there's a secret, but what is going through my mind before making a trade? What am I looking for? And all of that stuff. We're going to talk about it in this video. I'm going to show you guys basically all the stocks that are on top of the Gapper list this morning and kind of breaking it down. What am I looking for? What am I not looking at? And kind of why and why. Why do I do what I do? Talking about it here in this video. So make sure you stay tuned to the number one day trading channel right here on YouTube. What's going on, guys? It's Tuesday morning and I'm looking for a stock. It's 8 o'clock, 8:13 right now, and I've basically got somewhere I gotta be by 9 o'clock, which is only about 5 minutes away. So I've got till about 8:45, maybe a little longer. So I'm just kind of looking for some opportunity this morning, and I'm going to be talking about kind of what I'm looking at as I'm looking for it, if that makes sense. So basically, I'm going to look through the Trade Ideas Gapper scanner here. I'm going to look at the stocks. I'm going to talk about why I would not trade these stocks that are on the list right now. My big problem, I can already tell you, just from looking at the Trade Ideas scanner right now, just from looking at that, I can see the volume just really is not there. We've got LPTX with 430,000 shares traded so far. Not a ton of volume, not a lot of action. In pre-market, we want to have a lot of volume. We want to have a lot of action to really kind of solidify or justify the reason that we should trade it. So let's take a look at these stocks and kind of talk about what I'm looking at while I'm looking at these stocks and kind of the overall game plan here this morning. And let's see if there's even a game plan really to be had, I guess. That's a better way to put it. Is there an opportunity here? Let's find out by looking at those stocks so far this morning. All right, so right now I'm looking at LONE. LONE yesterday after hours up there to $3.50. This morning pulling back down there to $2.70. And you can see the big problem here. What's the big problem, guys? We got no volume. We got 96,000 shares traded this morning. The volume just is not really there. You can see the candles not looking pretty and not really looking like I would touch this stock as of right now. And that's the thing to remember. Is there going to be days where and that's the big thing to remember here. There's going to be days where there's not going to be a lot of opportunity. There's not going to be a lot of action. And you kind of just got to sit back and you got to wait. If nothing happens, nothing happens. So LONE, I don't like it. The volume's not there. Overall, we got this big spike yesterday after hours. It pulled back this morning. And it's not really telling us anything. It's not really saying like, hey, this is a good opportunity to short. This is a good opportunity to buy. There's really just no clear trend other than this kind of downward trend. And then it's not really spiking. I don't think that's even a real order up there at 334. So a little bit of just kind of morning sickness there on LONE. We got also on the list this morning, we got MPTN. MPTN looking a little better, but still volume is low here. We got 100,000 shares traded. Look at the level 2 here. Got a big seller there at $5.15. $5.15. Big seller sitting there on level 2 right now. The overall float is 40 million shares in the float. And why does that matter? Obviously, the larger the float, the more volume it takes to move the stock price. Supply and demand. So MPTN right now, maybe it'll do something later on today once the volume comes in at market open, but right now pre-market it's just not looking too hot. It looks like after hours yesterday it might have had some good earnings or good news came out. It went from $4.30 up there to $5 and pulled back to $4.75. And then right now you can see level 2 showing us a big seller there at $5.15, not really moving. Got a nice little trend earlier this morning from $7.25 up there. Now it's 8:15, so not bad. It's a little bit of a trend, a little bit of a move, but not really looking like there's a lot of action on it right now. Some of these candles just really aren't doing much. Look at the volume: 100 shares, 2,000 shares, 27,000. They're at 900 shares, 6,000 shares, 8,000 shares there on those candles. So not a lot of volume, not a lot of action, and we're staying away from it. All right, the next stock we're looking at this morning is LPTX. Now, I'm just looking at the scanner or the gappers this morning to see kind of what stocks are moving, what stocks are hot. That's normally what I do every morning. I wake up, I basically just jump over here to trade ideas. I look at the scanner. I'm like, okay, this is what's going on. You can see. So you can see here, this is yesterday. This is all some of the stocks that were moving yesterday after some stuff this morning, or I think it's all maybe just last night. No, this is this morning. So a couple stuff this morning popping up down the scanner, but overall, this is some of the stuff from yesterday that's moving around. And I like to look at kind of what was moving around yesterday, what was hot, what was kind of making moves, and then make a plan from there. So right now, also on there, we've got MBRX. We'll take a look at here over on the charts. LPTX, not really looking too hot. It's got a short sale restriction already enabled, so it's going to be hard to short it, and there's no shares to short for easy to borrow. So I'm going to stay away from that one as well. MBRX this morning, 80,000 shares traded. It's up 6.9%. Not really looking hot. Not really looking like there's much to do there. So what else we got? We got G-Sky. G-Sky is trending lower and making a nice overall kind of downward trend, but still, look at this volume here. We got 85,000 shares traded, and also there are no shares to short, at least for easy to borrow. No easy to borrow shares, so I'd have to locate and pay locate fees and do all that. And normally for me, I'm in and out so quickly that it's not worth it to locate and deal with all that, especially if I'm just looking for a quick scalp. So G-Sky is looking like it wants to go lower here. Look at the daily chart. You can see a big gap down there. Really, overall, just big gap down below this previous support back there in December. You can see it's below that 840 area now, and now down there to $8.770. So some action this morning. It's pretty funny. Look at that. So look at the daily. All right, we go back to December. We had that 840 area of support, and look what happened this morning. Where did the stock gap down to? It gapped down to that previous support there, 840, 830 area. So pretty important to look at the overall chart, see where the support and the resistance is, and see what's going on. Pretty clear. So we're looking at DF now. DF this morning also kind of just doing not much. It's down 30%. It's already kind of down there, that $1.10 area. It's got 90 million shares in the float. You can see there 90 million. Same with G-Sky, 60 million. So these are larger floats, a little bit larger than we normally trade. You know, I want to see like 10 million, under 10 million shares. That's definitely going to be a lot of action. If there's volume on a stock with 10 million shares, you're going to have a lot of volume, a lot of action. And that's kind of what we're looking at. But right now, I'm just kind of sitting back here and I'm looking, I'm waiting, I'm watching, see if anything pops up. Overall, it's not really looking too hot right now. And that's going to happen. There's going to be days where there's nothing really moving. Pretty interesting to see yesterday also is keeping an eye on the overall market. You can see the SPY here, S&P 500. Look at this. Big overall sell-off yesterday down there to the 277 area. And then this morning, big rally in the futures. So it gapped up big. I mean, that's a big gap up in the overall market from 277 up there to 283. Big move in the futures. So hopefully some of you guys capitalize on that move. I got to get my futures account going again and getting all that action. But pretty interesting to see that big old gap down. Big old move to the downside yesterday. And then a big old move to the upside this morning. Talk about a fake out. If you were shorting, and then all of a sudden, bam, squeeze, baby, squeeze. All right, what else? We got IEA. Just popped up on the scanner here. IEA getting a little bit of action here. We got 26,000 shares traded so far, over $3. Still, just nothing really with a lot of volume. You can see nothing really with a lot of volume. No volume, no volume, no volume. When there's no volume, there's no action. So I'm going to sit back here, give it a little bit longer, see if anything pops up here. Keep an eye on IEA right now with that low volume. If it does get more volume, maybe look for an opportunity, but right now it's looking slow. So might not make a trade today. That's okay. It happens. There's going to be days where I don't make a trade, and I got to realize that. You got to realize that. There's going to be days where it's going to be slow. There's not a lot of opportunity, and you just got to kind of sit back and wait and watch and be patient. All right, so the market is just looking really slow this morning for the middle. All right, so the market is looking really slow this morning for small caps. I think maybe just the overall market action this morning is kind of fueling the fire for, I don't know, maybe people are trading futures, maybe people just aren't really doing much. There's not any really news. You can see still nothing really hot, nothing really happening with the small caps. MPTN getting stuck there at that 515 area we talked about earlier. Actually got there to 519, but still kind of looking slow right now. Got a big float. We'll see what happens, but not really looking too hot right now. So I think I'm going to go ahead and just kind of, I don't know, kind of see what happens. But, I mean, I'm not going to see what happens. I'm out of here. I got to go drop off my truck and do some stuff in my truck and go work on the boat and get the day started. I was hoping for a little bit of action this morning, but not really looking too hot. So there it is, kind of what I'm looking at this morning and kind of the overall game plan, how I'm looking at it, what I'm looking at, talking about all that fun stuff here in this video. If you guys haven't already, do me one big favor, hit that subscribe button. I'll talk to you guys later on.